Khalid, there's a lot of when you go down this journey and since you've been doing this for such a long time, there's a lot of this entire process of unlearning and then relearning and then unlearning and then relearning. What was that like for you? Because I think everybody has like as they say, it gets worse before it gets better.
Yeah, that's
So you have to
so
stick
watch out.
Yeah, it does because for
Yeah.
me it was like 4 months of crying and I didn't know why the hell I was
Yeah,
crying.
yeah.
Couldn't get out of my room and I wasn't depressed. I wasn't
Yeah.
like upset about anything, but it was
Yeah.
just I was just crying a lot.
Yeah.
But like, what was that like for you that time?
It was. I mean, the one word that would describe it is suffering, because it's the suffering, and there's no sort of other way of being nice about it. It's through my own suffering, and not just one suffering, but it's a series. And as you go through each suffering, you begin to realize that there's something bigger and something that's beyond just me. And it's that realization. And so, even if you have that kind of realization, you'll still suffer. All that suffering really is it's our dramatic way of saying it's your Rabb calling you back.
Yeah.
It's the affirmation that we as souls sort of took with our Rabb before we came down to this world, and we affirm that yes, you are our Lord. And so every time we go through a tough time, it's a reminder where your Rabb is saying, listen, remember you said yes, that I am your Lord, so well, you better come back.
Yeah.
This is your call to come back. But what happens? We don't. We resort to alcohol. We resort to drugs,
Yeah.
substances. We resort to a lot of men resort to pornography, resort to sex addiction, because we said no. I want to mask this suffering,
Yeah.
and so rather than go through it and the other end of it, and instead of being curious, I wonder what's on the other side of this. We go down, we spiral downwards,
Yeah.
and the Quran describes it as being under in the depths of the ocean, where you're surrounded by darkness, and it's wave upon wave and cloud upon cloud, and you can't see your own hand. And it's that kind of place that we go into.
Because you're spiraling out of control, but you're
And
just kind of
in the depths of the ocean, there's no pressure, there's no oxygen, and you're suffocating. And so it's that reminder, listen, come back to the light that is real, by the way. It's not some metaphor. This is real light we're talking about. And so it's constant. And so if you're doing the inner work, be prepared.
Yeah, of course, you have to be prepared because
Yeah.
it's also like you have to kind of go through it to grow, right? Because at
You
the
have to.
at the other side of it, every time there's growth.
Well, the seed has got to break
Yeah.
for the plant to,
Yeah,
to
I
grow.
mean, growth, change, all of these words, like success, even like to get. It's not meant to be. It's like ease is, I think, you ask for ease. That
Yeah.
part you ease through that path.
Yeah.
That you're not so out of alignment that you steer off course.
Yeah.
And you kind of stay. But the clarity of mind that you get once you cross over is on another level.
My mentor puts it this way with the analogy: you're on a ship and you're actually sailing through a storm, and so if you want to sort of speed up that sort of sail, drop the excess baggage, drop the stuff
Yeah.
that's sort of putting more weight on the ship, and so as you drop some of that baggage, your ship sails a little faster through
Yeah.
the storm. You still have to go through the storm,
Yeah.
but you've got to survive that storm.
Yeah.
And so this is what we are. We just got to survive the storm. And so there's ways of doing it, and I always encourage people, make sure you seek help. Whether it's a form of therapy, whether you've got a close group of friends, but seek help.